Hello second violins and welcome to your video for Rigaudon. Just a few reminders before you get started. First of all, please remember the roadmap to this piece. There are lots of repeats and there's always somebody that tries to skip the first repeat. So if we start at the beginning, you're going to play all the way across to the first ending and then you go back to A. You don't get here and skip this and then go all the way to B, right? You have to play this ending and then you go back to letter A, you play it again, then you skip to the second ending and then you play letter B. There's always somebody that tries to skip that repeat and it really confuses your colleagues. It'll also really confuse you if you skip that repeat while you're playing along with me in this video because I do take all of the repeats. So, one other little note about letter B here. You guys are playing exactly with the first violins here. So make sure that you really practice this pattern, which is really quite simple. We've gone over it a lot in class. It's just 1, 1, 0, 2, 2, 0, 3, 3, 0, 3. You're with the first violins there rhythmically and with the same notes. So make sure that you don't get freaked out when you start playing the same thing as them. Let's move forward to letter D. There's another repeated section here. So you're going to play through letter D. You get to the first ending, and then you're going to come back to letter D and play it again, skip over, go to the second ending, and play all the way to the end. But what is that note right there? How many fingers and where? Like on the tape or off the tape? Do you know? Well, if we were on the tape, it would be C sharp. So do you see a sharp here in that space? The space that this note is sitting on. I don't see a sharp there. And I don't see a sharp right in front of this note either. So that means it's C natural, which is low 2, squishy 2 on the A string. So here at letter D, you have 1, 3, 2, 1, open, 3, open, 1. I believe. Sorry, I put the music in my lap. And that is the only time you guys have that second finger on the A string. So you've gotten really lucky. The first violins have 2 on A, and it's natural and it's sharp, and so they always have to remember where it's going to go. But that is the only time that you play with your second finger on the A string, and it is a low 2. So if you need to, you can go draw a downward pointing arrow over that note so you remember to play with a low second finger. Lastly, let's talk about this second to last measure here. You are playing exactly with the first violins here. Same notes, same rhythm. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Or rice, taco, dough, a deer. Everybody's there together. And this rhythm, just the dough, a deer portion of it has been sort of giving us trouble. I'm very likely going to tell you where this last note is. I will show you with my conducting. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I'll just point and it will be very clear and very obvious in class. We're going to work on it. It'll be great. The last note, that open G string, has a fermata over it, so that means you hold it as long as I tell you to until I cut you off. And then we go back to the beginning. Da capo al fine is Italian for to the head, to the top, until the fine. So you go back through, and this time you do not take the repeat at letter A. So on the da capo, you play through, you go straight to the second ending, you play through B, do, 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 all the way to the fine here. So I would recommend taking that section at letter D and practicing it a couple measures at a time by yourself before trying to play along with this video, because we all know that that section at letter D is really tricky for us. So if you can't play it with the slurs, don't worry about it. I really would like you to get the notes and the rhythms, and then we can try to get the slurs later, but notes and rhythms are what's most important. Good luck and happy practicing. 1, 2, ready, go.